is very prophetic because I thought this podcast, the best place for it would be on YouTube because this is one that they don't have to be here. It's much better if they're not, in the sense.
What do you mean?
Well,
you mean the program?
Yeah, what we're about to do.
We're already live, by the way. We're live.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, YouTube you can do live, and these shows can be done without being live. But I think doing them live brings a whole nother element.
Yeah,
it brings something, particularly with the people watching it live. It brings something to that vortex that you can't get otherwise. I've studied a lot of different people's programs and podcasts, and I think I like the live, but hopefully we can do it on our own site soon.
I don't think this one's repeatable. I don't think this one will be repeatable. But can you translate it into? Can you upload it onto YouTube?
Yeah. I upload all of them I upload them all on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay, that shows you what I know.
Yeah, I upload them all on YouTube. I'm about 75 shows behind right now.
Right.
But that's about to be fixed too, because it's just a matter of capabilities. But I in fact I've got some with you on there.
Yeah. I think you'll know what I mean after we finish today.
Yeah. Oh, you got something planned.
Well, there is. There's so much coming, and it's all good. It's all good stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I know it's all good. I just came out of a beautiful lucid dream. This is, I think, 7 nights in a row.
Wow.
I got no complaints. I mean, it is March the 10th. Daylight savings time did hit, so our whole schedule's screwed up, and I miss Nikki. Nikki's calling me an hour ago. Where are you at? And my alarm was going off. Actually, my alarm was going off at the same time, which if I don't get up, which I usually do, and so it was happening at the same time. I'm like, what's going on? And I said, it's in another hour. But I wake up and it's daylight savings time.
Yeah.
So, but today is March the 10th in America. So it is my beloved Morgan Lee's birthday in America today. Yesterday it was a birthday in Australia. So happy birthday again. I told her I was going to celebrate 2 days because technically it's a 48-hour period.
Yeah.
So so happy birthday, Morgan.
Yeah, happy birthday, Morgan.
I'm gonna have to turn this off. Okay. So just one more second too. There's people still coming in. The original post got deleted because of daylight savings time. I have to go fix the schedule, and that means that everything is pushed up an hour. So hopefully I don't miss anyone. So for those of you who are here already, if you don't mind sharing this out, just 1 or 2 places. We don't normally push that a lot, but for the reason that there was a mix-up on the schedule because of daylight savings time. You still there, Nikki?
Yeah. Can you see me?
Yeah. I didn't see you with your Merlin wizard hat on. I didn't know what happened there. So hang on. I'm only halfway through this coffee. I thought it was an hour ago. Or an hour. I don't know what happened here. So, okay, there you go. So we got a special show today. First of all, let me just say this. Nicky Hamid, Glenn Ray, who is it? Shannon? Bonnion? Shinian? I can't even. Shanine. Why can't I say this? I want to say Shine, but it's not. Shanine. Morgan. Who else is involved in this circle? This Sherwood Forest Merlin circle. Shanine's calling me Robin Hood. I said, you got the hood part right. But yeah, man. So I wanted to tell you personally, you called that morning, and which was about a week before Morgan left. And we were laying in bed, and I think it was about 6 a.m, 6 or 7. And it's like, Nicky's on the phone. I'm like, Nicky, we better talk to Nicky. He wouldn't be calling us. It's important. And so she talked to you for a while, and then she's like, okay, you need to kneel here. You need to kneel here in front of me. And I was like, all right. Of course, we've been having these interdimensional and dimensional experiences. And we had just come off a few days prior on the show with you and your beloved. And so she said, Nicky wants me to give you a third eye kiss, right? So I'm like, all right. So she did it. And I'm telling you, through my mind's eye, I was watching her transform into you, and then it'd be back. It's like a heartbeat. It would be you, then her, then you, then her. I'm like, what the F is this? But it was a total Merlin energy, man. So I want to thank you for that. I want to thank you for everything you do and your beloved wife. This is a special show today. I'm going to hand it over to Nicky. He is going to share with us the secrets of the universe.
Yeah, I joked with Todd about calling it the secrets of the universe, and he left off the other word I put is revealed. The secret of the universe, the secrets of the universe revealed. And then I said that we can tell them that there's no more secrets. That's the secret. And
yeah,
I was joking with Todd, but he called my bluff.
Yeah, I actually put it on. I put it on I thought it was. I was going to put the rest of it, but I didn't want to ruin the surprise, because if we would have told him it would be revealed. Look, we're looking at the secrets of the universe. Your face, my face, and the energy of the people that are here. That's the secret of the universe. So, yeah.
Absolutely, and that all the secrets are revealed. They're all in our field. Every single one of them. Anything we ever want to know is in our field right now. And so it's if you like, it's ready to be revealed.
Yeah.
And we have to do the unpacking.
Yeah.
And the unpacking is in feelings. It's not in thoughts, it's in feelings. You have to feel the truths. And so it's so simple, the whole thing. And people are talking about the event and looking for it and being worried about, are they prepared? Will they get there? Will they be accepted? All this nonsense. Of course,
I'm with you on that. Let's talk about that. Now, I respect everybody's reality. I respect everybody's transmissions, channelings, downloads, opinions, whatever. But what we were talking about this with Daniel Scranton yesterday, and I said, "Have you heard of Allison Coe? She does the QHHT, and she reports the trends in her patients, and it's really good stuff. And she's a beautiful lady." But she talked about the event. Daniel said, that's where I first heard it. Well, I know Alicia Ash on YouTube, Clairvoyant, she discusses it. Jen McCarty was discussing it yesterday. And of course, Jen, and I think the others would say the same thing, are saying and have said the same thing, that the way the time part of it works is that an hour could be 6 weeks. So that event they're describing, I think, is a metaphorical thing. But at the same time, we got to remember time doesn't work the same because there is no time. We have our own little calendar here. So I think in one sense, but to your point, it's not even, and Jen even said this yesterday, I'm not waiting on it. This is what I was given, but I'm not waiting on it. And I think that's what you're talking about. That's just another savior, throw me a life vest mentality, right?
Yeah. And yet there are phenomena. People are seeing more and more phenomena. 4 days ago, I saw the Flash or the Flash. It's not the Flash.
Yeah.
And every person will, if they see it, will see it at different times. It's not about a single time.
I agree with that. Yeah.
All this exists in the quantum field, and that's the theme of what I wanted to talk about today. That there's nothing to do. Don't worry about being prepared. What do you have to do? Most people are experiencing in some way or another a waiting period. It's like a waiting period, but it's not waiting. It's about what you say, Todd, and that is human as hero. We are human, and it's about loving and being human, being everything that's human. So what do? You can do anything you like. You can go for a walk. You can sit with friends and have a chat over nothing. You can do your breathing, but the breathing techniques are not special techniques that have been taught by yogis. They are being with the breath. It's like instead of saying I'm breathing, it breathes me. Humanity, the human in me breathes. And so it's like relaxing into it. And these times are like what do I do? There's nothing to do. There's nothing to do. What can I do? You play. And what do children do when they play? They pretend.
Yeah.
They pretend. What is pretending? You tend the sheep, you tend your garden, you tend your baby, you tend other people, you tend your plants, and this is pretending. Pretending is before the tending, right?
Yeah, that's cool. I like that. That's like pre-friending. So it's like you have this. I remember I was like, when I was a kid, I used to run around the yard and I was pretending. But you're actually, it's like a preview. You're preparing. I like that. That's a very good
manifestation, because pretending is the precursor for imaging in. Imagination. This is the virtual world, and we are living in between, as it were. We're in the virtual world, but we are human. So it's like doing all the things, pretending, being that childlike self that you are. Not the inner child, because the inner child is a separation also. Being the childlike, pretending. So we pretend, okay, this is happening. We came here amongst the countless people. We got the chance to be here. These 7+ billion people each got the chance to be here, when there are others who stepped aside to allow us to be here because they wanted to be here also. So this is a privilege. This is amazing to be human. So this time of so-called waiting is a time when we be human, that we enjoy our humanness. What sort of techniques do you need? It's what Amanda Lawrence says when she drew that beautiful diagram of the tree and the branches out. You've been out exploring in those branches. You've got your modalities. You've got your channeled masters. You've got all that sort of thing. But that's not it. Come off your branches. Come down to the trunk and be human.
Yeah.
Be human. So what do I do in these times? I enjoy my breath. I enjoy my walking. I enjoy my drink. I enjoy the company of others. Not to talk about spiritual stuff, but just talk about what what I enjoy, what I'm exploring, what I'm imagining, and in that imagining, like for example, people say, I don't talk to my guides. I'm not hearing them. Well, you're not hearing them because you're not pretending. Pretend to hear them.
Yeah.
Pretend to see fields.
That's how it works.
Pretend to see lights in the sky. Yeah. And that pretension keys you in. It's like pulling the string of the gift.
Yeah.
And the pretension is opening, and you don't know what's in that package until you pretend. What do I want to be in that package? What, where's it taking me? What can I imagine? What can I imagine? And even if I can't see it, doesn't matter. Let me pretend I can see it. Let me pretend I can see it. And let it unfold and have a relationship, because the potential is calling in. And this is a secret to the universe. The children, we came as babes from God. And we had the knowing. But we didn't know that we knew. We just knew.
Yeah.
And so we went into the forgetting. And we built a framework, our own matrix, because that matrix was beautiful design from our experience to contain within us the buttons that would press our buttons and release us. And from the babe who just knows without knowing that they know, we become who we are, knowing that we know.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same as when you were a child. So go back to your childhood. What did you pretend? What did you enjoy? What was your world that you created from, if you like, the matrix, which wasn't the best for you? How did you create? And create it now. Pretend it and explore it and expand it. Now, I want to give, you see, the word activation has never sat with me, but I want to give an activation. I want to give an activation here that anybody can use. And that's why I think it's rather prophetic that we weren't going to go on. I thought we weren't going to go on at all.
Really? Why?
Yeah, because what I'm given is, and what we do here is in the quantum field.
Yeah.
There's no time, there's no space. And so whatever we do, it doesn't matter if you listen to this as a recording. In fact, it may be better, because then you can be in a place where you're relaxed. You can lie down and listen to it. And there's nothing to do. And it's not the words themselves. It's not what you and I share in itself in terms of the words, but it is in terms of the energy.
I agree.
Because when you and I come together, and this is true for anyone, it's like your forehead and my forehead touch.
Yeah.
And there's a mutual download straight away. It's all complete. It's all complete. And then we, in our conversation, unpack it.
Yeah.
And as we unpack, the words have a meaning, a felt meaning. And people will pick up that felt meaning because they will have a relationship to it.
Yeah.
And the truth of this occurs in the quantum field. Call it 12th dimension or whatever. We are in the 12th dimension. And anything, every thought we have is there. People call it the cache. I don't give a name to it, but it's the field. And so this is live wherever and whenever a person listens to it.
That's true.
That's why I half expected this not to occur this session, because that's my intention. My intention is that this is in the quantum field. And how do you access that? You don't. There's nothing to do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to reach for it. It's already here. All you need to do is unpack what resonates with you. And it's different for everybody. How beautiful is that?
Yeah. Right on, man.
Yeah.
That's the activation.
That is. And
that's the secret of the universe revealed. There is no secret.
Yeah, because it's all there.
Yeah.
It's all in your field.
I got to tell you, now we're talking about pretend, pre-intend, pre-intention, pretension, pretend. So you told me that you had some ogres on your property.
Yeah.
And this is a true story. and that they like tobacco. So I was driving. I went for a little drive, had some alone time, just me and the universe. and I went to a bridge last night. No electronics, no nothing. Just
Billy Goat Grunt. Billy Goat Grunt.
Yeah. So I stopped at the bridge and I said, there are some ogres. There's more than one ogre under this bridge. And I knew there was. So I got out and I brought some tobacco because they love tobacco, because my friend Nicky told me they love tobacco. And I just happened to have tobacco. So I offered up the tobacco and I had a conversation with the ogres. And it was cool. Courtesy of Nicky Hamid.
No,
so it works. It works.
Courtesy of Todd, because Todd pretended and it became real.
Mm-hmm.
A real experience for you.
Yeah.
This is it. This is it. Like people want to talk to their guides. Well, pretend. And start talking to them from where you're at as human, the human things. And let them find out who you are, and the more specific you are, the better, because they see your aura and into it and everything. But they don't know what you want. And you've got to let them know what you want in at least a very general way, what you want now. And they will do whatever is necessary. But if you're asking them just to choose, they don't know. It's a free will. We're in the free will universe. And so they are waiting for us.
Yeah.
They're there. They're there for everyone. And if you can't see, doesn't matter. Pretend.
Yeah.
Pretend you're talking to somebody who has the sight of your aura that you don't, or sees through the unpacking and can give you the next item of knowing. And they'll give it to you in all different ways. The golden breadcrumbs, I call them too. Those golden breadcrumbs are not just breadcrumbs and clues you pick up, but they're whole packets of all kinds of layers of information. And it's just up to us how far we go. And that's, the beauty of the internet is this connection. But the difficulty of it, there's so much coming that people are sampling the packets. It's like they're looking at all the packets but not going into any of them and unpacking it, not as something to store and have as ammunition or knowing, but it is as a journey, as an exploration of self.
Yeah.
And so this time of waiting is a time where we just be human in every way we can. And it's a peace. It's a peace. I want everybody who listens to this to feel a peace within, to bring your hands together like a prayer, but this is a stillness. This is the tree trunk. This is the column that comes right through you from the cosmos, through the top of your head as an open cone, down through your body, into your heart, a golden column that stretches down and out, right down to the core of Earth. We've got a silver sphere, if you like. And this silver sphere contains not just all the Earth things, but it's beyond that. It goes right back to the creator beings, the beings who created this universe. And that's the access we have through, because that was the beginning. That was the beginning of human. We came from creation to a level of light that none of us can understand cognitively. It's pure and clear and clean. And when people are thinking of knowledge or being more love or being more focused or whatever, it's all about clarity of being. And that light.
He disappeared. What is going on? This is crazy. Hang on. You're back. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Now, let me tell you what happened. I've never seen this before, and there's been a lot more technical glitches and stuff happening. But as you're doing that, so I'm looking at the phone, which is about a 20-second lag. Okay, so there's a lag on the phone, meaning what happens on the phone happens 20 seconds after what I'm looking at on the screen.
Yeah.
So you're talking, and you disappeared on the phone. You disappeared in the past, but you were still here with me in the present. So you disappeared on here. I'm like, oh my God, Nicky went black, but I'm looking at him here 20 seconds ahead, and he's there. So I'm looking at you, and then.
And what was I talking about, Todd? I was talking
about
the creator light,
yeah.
and that's pure. That's white. There's nothing in it. Yeah. There's nothing in it. So the fact that it's switched off makes perfect sense.
I was sitting on the balcony last night by myself for 2-3 hours, and I was in that peace, and it just came. I didn't go look for it. It just came. I was there. It's been about 2 hours before I went to bed. All electronics off. And where I'm at, this land has been speaking to me. It's an organic farm. I don't want to get into the particulars because that's my dream, right? And I just want to protect it. So this pretending that you're talking about, I've been over here for a few weeks. I go stand outside, walk outside with Morgan when she's here and by myself. The land speaks to me. The house speaks to me. Everything's speaking to me. And I'm like, am I imagining this? Well, last night, it's so funny because it is a prelude to this show and what you're talking about, pretending. I sat on the balcony and I said yes, basically. I said yes to everything I was receiving. I said, why not? I said, why not? So that's mine. That's mine. Not mine as in owning, but ownership, that's part of my dream. That's mine. That's mine. That's mine. And it wasn't a one-way thing. It was a two-way thing. And I think that everything we're looking at is that, what did you call it? The golden seeds. It's one big bag of golden seeds.
The golden breadcrumbs.
Yeah, the golden breadcrumbs. Just grab what you want. I mean, this is what you were talking about. I'm sitting here listening to you. I'm like, wow, I was doing that on the balcony last night. But that was really what it was. It was like saying, this is it. You can have what you're seeing. There's a reason you're seeing it. There's a reason this mutual dialogue is going on between you and the universe.
Yeah. And even more, Todd, because it's not just you can have it and it comes to you, but we're creator beings and we can create. We can bring it to us. And it may not be a material yet. And I think that's a good thing that it's not material yet. Everybody wants the material because we're not ready for that. We're not ready for that. We have to be in a much deeper level of fifth dimensional unconditional loving to be trustworthy. This sounds awful. To be trustworthy enough that we wouldn't miscreate.
That's true.
And
God, you're right on it, man.
Because we become trustworthy in our own knowing. We know when we don't doubt anymore that is this ego or not, or am I going crazy or not? When we don't doubt that, that's one step towards that deeper unconditional love.
Yeah. I had the same dialogue again yesterday afternoon. Yesterday I was driving around. I'm thinking, oh man, we need to do this and we need to do that. Talking about the Soulogy website, streaming. I talked to the people, this and that, and then it popped in my head was like, what do you need to do this? And I was like, I don't know. I need this, and that, the way I see it. And I'm like, well, how do you get that? And it's like, Well, I don't know. And so it ended up coming down to money. And it wasn't like asking for money or anything. It was just saying, how much do you need? No, how much do you want? Is what I heard.
If you
And
want.
I said to myself, I don't know, and I said, okay, how about this number? And it was a big, big number. And what happened was what you just said. When I said that, I thought, oh, wait a minute. I don't think I could handle that. That's too much, right? So, and it was a trust issue, trustworthiness issue. Because I mean, we're still in this transition. So I brought the number way down, And I said, okay, I could do
And so
that.
you diminish your own power.
Huh?
You diminish your own power. This is a human. It's one of the states of ego that we're learning to drop off. And I mean, we all do it. Oh well, I'll do what I feel I can handle. But that's from the old perspective, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like the universe is ready to gift us anything. We have to honor ourselves enough to ask for what we want. You see, when you ask people the big questions like, what's your purpose? A lot of people don't know.
Yeah.
But they do know. They haven't searched their longing deep enough to be able to ask the question. And when you can ask the question in truth without doubt, this is what I want from your guides, from wherever, that is what you will get. That is what will come in its own time. And there's a feeling, once you've stated what you really want and you play with that, the feeling of actually having it begins to come. Whether the actual materialization comes now or in next month or next year, it doesn't matter.
Right.
You know it. You know it because you've pretended, then you've imagined, then you've explored, then you've expanded, and this is all in feeling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, it's even unpacking the word play. What does play mean to you? When you say that word, what do you feel? And is it enough? Is it the same as when you were when you were in the child body? And you begin to feel deeper and deeper into the word play.
Yeah.
It becomes part of you. Like I said before, activation is not a word that sits right with me. So I create another word, and it's only a word, and it's not a thing, and it doesn't matter. I create another word right now. Let me create a word. Act relation.
Act relation.
Act relation. I act in relationship to something else.
Yeah.
So when we say activate, I don't activate anything for anybody. I act with a relationship to the person and a relationship to the thing I'm thinking about and relationship to my connection with all that is. And thus it becomes real in the sense that it's something that is available to anybody because it has my heart in it.
Yeah. I think yes, it does. And I'm just like, going over the last 24 hours. I mean, yesterday was a quantum day, man. I mean, like I was literally split in half, very dense in my body, but also out of my body, almost like an invitation to travel. It was almost like the universe was saying to me, and it was, where do you want to go? You want to go to Venus? You want to go to Australia? You want to go here? Let's go have a visit somewhere. And I had a few of those, right? But it's like every time I do one of these shows, it's more and more in alignment, in synchronicity, sequential golden crumbs marking the trail. And some are more intense than others. And I'm telling you, everything I went through yesterday you're talking about all this stuff. It's like we had this conversation, and I did it yesterday. Like I had the preview. So, yeah,
precognition, and it's a pre-recognizing of what you already know, in a sense. But it's new. The beautiful thing is each time we recognize it, it's new, even though we've known perhaps the wisdom behind it. It's been sitting somewhere in there. As human, we get to see it, we get to experience it as new, and the aha and the breath and the feeling of comfort and the softness and the coming back to peace again. Oh yeah, that's it.
the tree trunk.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a wow, but it's not. It's like a wow.
Isn't that something? Isn't that something though that we spent so many years, even in the old conditioning of the institutional structures and educational, religious, whatever, trying to get away from being human, or trying to get to a place where we weren't going to be human. And even I have somebody I know that's very well known that literally says, "I hate it when you say the human is the hero." Well, this is what you were talking about at the top of the show, which I think is perfect. And what Amanda was talking about with the tree is the waiting. This is the gift. The human is the mission and the gift. So I've always said, when we get back up there, I'm going to be the first one back down the chute. And everybody's like, "No, I ain't going back."
Yeah,
Well, this is the gift.
yeah.
We're not predetermined. We're not predestined. We have a template, but now we're taking the Nicky energy and the Todd energy and these people's energy that hasn't been here before, that won't be here again in the physical / non-physical integration that we all carry within ourselves. And we can expand it. We're writing the good book. We're writing the new good book. When other aspects of ourselves will pick up in 5,000 years and say, "Hey, where's the yellow brick road?" And they're going to come across Nicky's act of relation. And that's going to be a new word in the dictionary. It won't be activation, it'll be act relation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So if it's okay with you, I'd like to take people through an activation. No, I'd like to take people through something to give people a feel for it.
Let's do it.
A feel for this. And I like to say to people, you may, if you're here live, you'll hear it, but the best thing to do is to replay it later on when you can lie down, because then you can relax, totally relax. And it's about, there's nothing to do. It's about being human and just being chilled out, man.
Yeah, man.
Totally chilled out. This is what it's about, because it doesn't matter. It's in the quantum field. You can do anything, anytime. And so this is occurring. This is being created in the quantum field, as all the other programs are. Okay, so I don't do guided journeys much, but this is like a guided journey, but it's not. It's not. Okay?
Yeah.
So where you are sitting, if you're driving, stop the car or don't listen. Wherever you are, sit there and relax. Bring your hands together, and these hands together are like call it what you like, a mudra or whatever, but this is the coming together of the two sides. So it's just gently and placing it under your chin. So you're touching your upper heart too. But there's no big deal. Put them where you like. You put them up here or whatever. And just close your eyes and take a breath. And just watch your breath for a minute. It's like it breathes me rather than I am breathing. So you just watch your breath. Let it go however it does. No special breath at all. And so we come together and we're going to pretend. I want you to pretend that you're lying on your bed at home. And if you have a wardrobe or, a cupboard in your room, I want you to slowly get up out of your bed and walk to the cupboard. And if you have no cupboard, there's one that's appeared. Pretend that one has appeared. You didn't know that it was there before. And open the cupboard. Step inside amongst all the clothes and close it so it's quite dark. Wait a few minutes. Watch your breath if you feel that you're speeding up a bit, and slow down again. Just watch your breath. Now you're in the dark cupboard, and you go to the back of the cupboard, and you feel the handle of a door that you never knew that was there before. And you open that door, just like in Narnia. The children open the door. And there's just a dim light, but it's quite dark. And so it takes just a moment to grow accustomed to the dark. There's no fear. There's just almost an excitement. What's in here? I never knew it was here before. Okay, and step in through that door. And you're on a stone step. And to your left, you just can discern that there are stone steps going down. And you're going, it's like down and around. You're in like a very small turret in a castle, as it were. And there are the stone steps going down in a spiral, going in a clockwise direction. And there's a handrail, so you can hold on if you feel unsteady. And there's a dim light which just gives you enough to see the steps and the stone walls around you. It's very narrow, but you begin to descend down those steps. And you go down very carefully, because they're quite narrow, the steps, and there's not much room. They're going in a spiral. You smell a slight earthy, damp smell, but the air is fresh. And you keep going down and down, round and round these steps, spiraling down and down into the same darkness, but you can see there's like candles lit somewhere, and there's that flickering light as you go down, and you can hold on to the rail if you feel unsteady, and you keep going down and down, round and round, until you suddenly come to the steps end, and you're standing on the landing, and it's a landing to water, and you can see the slight shimmer of water in the dark or very dim light, and the silveriness, and you hear a slight ripple of the water as it laps against the landing, and you notice that there's a boat in front of you, and you step into the boat, and in the bottom of the boat are these beautiful lush cushions, and you lie down in the boat, and as soon as you lie down, the boat begins to move very gently. It moves on through into this cavern, and as you look up, there are like stars in the sky, glowworms, all over the ceiling of this cave, and you become mesmerized as you are mesmerized by the stars in the sky. And the boat goes on, being carried gently down a stream, as it were. You go on and on into the darkness with the beautiful ceiling of the cave and all the glowworms in the cave. And you begin to become aware that it's starting to get lighter. You're starting to see kind of a light at the end of the tunnel. And the boat flows on gently. Feel a slight rocking, and you can hear the water lapping on the side of the boat. And you're so comfortable, and the feeling is a soft gentleness as your breath goes in and out. And you get closer and closer to the entrance of the tunnel. It gets brighter, and your eyes have to become accustomed to the brightness until all of a sudden the boat is out there, and there's broad day. Close your eyes until you get used to it, and there's this gentle rocking of the boat and the water lapping beside you, around you. In the trees, and the breeze in the trees blowing the leaves. You could smell the freshness in the stream. And as you open the eyes, you can see the banks as you some of the trees as you float by, and the banks and the meadows and the flowers. You might even see occasionally an animal stopping and curiously looking at you as you float on by. And your boat eventually comes to the bank and stops there. And you know to get out. So you slowly rise. The boat is very steady. It's like it's moored itself. And you step out onto the land. And it's beautiful. You can see the meadow, the flowers, hear the sounds, smell the smells. And you're drawn to go and sit under a tree because it's quite warm in the sun. And you sit under the tree with your back to the tree. You feel it almost like the trunk is embracing you as your back melts into the tree. And there you are sitting on the tree, totally relaxed and taking in this beautiful, magnificent scene. And in the distance, you can see quite high hills, and there's a valley. And in the distance, you can see buildings. It's like a city of light is there in the distance. And you know that you're going there. But it's not time now. You have a journey, a walk to do, a walk of adventure, a walk of beauty, a walk of experiencing more of you. And as you sit there are angels, beings, whatever you like. You can see, pretend, and it will be. And there's just this loving presence. Beloved brothers and sisters, this is the promise, and that promise is here. We connect to creation, and then we go down, and embrace earth. And there is a knowing we've always sought in the depth of this place. Call it new earth, call it inner earth, call it outer earth, whatever you like. It's all one anyway. You can take this pretend and magnify it any way you wish. And you will feel home, because home is within you. Home is within your heart. Home is where we create from. And these times now are about being at home with ourselves. That's why you feel waiting, but it's not waiting at all. It's learning to be totally home at self, with self, even though there's apparent chaos going on around us. It's all in its place. It's all leaving. And why are we here? What is our purpose? Our purpose is to breathe in higher and higher light and express it as human. And that's how everything changes. And so it is, beloved brothers and sisters. And so it is. You are it. We are it. Wow. Wow.
Amazing. Amazing grace.
Now you can play with that any way you wish. So this is only a particular point that everyone can play with it in this any way they like. They can take it any way they like. Because we are creators and it's time to explore. So you're not waiting. Nobody's waiting for anything.
It's a special time, isn't it?
It sure is.
This month is very special.
So the rest is words.
Yeah.
But there's just one other thing I wanted to say, which brings us a little bit back, but doesn't have to take us away from this feeling, because it's in there. That years ago, I was teaching a course called Psychology East and West. It was a very popular course at university, this was. And I did a booklet together for the students because there was no textbook in it. And on the very first page, I wrote this. I don't know where I got it from, but it's been so profound for me. And it's a simple thing. It all depends on trusting silence. That was the first line. And laughing because it has to be said. In other words, we are talking and sharing, and that's beautiful and it's necessary. But it's not it. It can't be, because the truth is beyond words. But the human being hero shares through words at this time. So our words are what we create with. So let's play and use any words we like, but always at the end feel, well, that was not it. It was a beautiful share. It was a wee thing, but it wasn't it. So we don't cling.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. It all depends on trusting silence and laughing, smiling, if you like, because it has to be shared, because we share.
Yeah.
And Lao Tzu, the great Chinese sage, one day a disciple or pupil came to him, and because they were always told to go and contemplate the Tao. The Tao was the eternal, the nameless, the all that is, and to contemplate the Tao and then come back and share what they thought the Tao was. And of course, Lao Tzu would always turn it back on them and say, no, that's not it, and maybe say a little bit about it. Well, one day a student came to him and said, Master, is it true that the Tao that can be spoken of is not the eternal Tao? And his master said, yes, but it's a pity to say so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's the mystery. That's what, for me, is the basic of what I learned many years ago in the mystery school. That silence was not secret. Silence was because it couldn't be spoken. It had to be felt. It had to be felt.
Yeah.
Boy, this silence is palpable, isn't it?
Isn't it?
Yeah.
How can something so familiar be so mysterious?
Yeah, absolutely.
It,
And you
it's,
know, and the strength of the silence is not just you and I, it's everyone who's here and everyone who will come and listen. It's here for all of us because it's our silence. It's our atonement. And it is laughing.
mm-hmm. I'm noticing. I'm noticing. Speaking of this, of the silence, I'm noticing a lot of us hear tones, right? These tones are becoming more prominent. But I've noticed over the last day and a half, 2 days, I've noticed how they're coming in a different way, almost like if it was not a sound but something you see.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they're coming in and can be visible where they weren't visible before, and I'm noticing it like when I was sitting on the balcony last night, or when I was at the bridge talking to the ogres. I notice it comes in this type of silence, right? And it's not like, oh, I'm going to be silent. It just happens. It just happens. And everything cooperates. The wind, the trees rustling, everything forms a harmonious union. Mm-hmm. And that's and then I just say, and I just focus on the tone at that point. Because it's not words. I just know it's alignment. And I know if I stay with it, something's being opened up in me, or something expanding.
Yeah. I remember when I first started meditating seriously, twice a day, with religiously doing meditation. And one of the times I preferred was about lunchtime. I didn't eat lunch, so I'd go and spend an hour, because we lived on a very lovely campus, and I'd go under the trees and meditate. Or I'd do it at home or wherever. But I could guarantee that every time I started to meditate and go in deep, someone would start up a motor mower. And I'd be trying to shut it out so I could go into my silent space. And the more I tried to shut it up, are you up?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah. The more I tried to shut it out, the more it came in on me, and it was a battle. And it's like there was somebody cosmic who was impressing on someone else to start a mower as soon as I started my meditation. It was quite comical. Anyway, I got the aha that, okay, I'm sitting here, I'm saying everything is perfect, everything is okay in all creation, and this is the time when I sit and just realize that. And when I said, so are motor mowers. Motor mowers are part of the creation, my creation, and I allowed them to be. And so I listened to the motor mower sound. I listened into it. So it became part of my experience. And as soon as I did, I could meditate in any noise. I could meditate when my children were playing, and noisy. I can meditate anywhere, because this is a time I sit and be at peace and silence. And the silence didn't have to do with out there, it was in here. And even those sounds out there become part of it, a beautiful part of all it is. And this is what we come to in this silence, that it all belongs. Nothing
All
is
inclusive.
Yeah, nothing is left out.
All inclusive.
Yeah.
All inclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there something you want to say?
No.
No.
No. I'm taking this all in, man.
Okay.
I got to tell you, I got a little bit. I got a little bit off track because I just had to push the show back. It was supposed to start right now. I've got 2 other shows. I'm going to have to push them. I don't know what I'm going to do. So
Okay.
that threw me off for a second. We're going to come on in 23 minutes with Lawrence Wendell. We were supposed to start 7 minutes ago, but it's all good. But other than that, no, I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid, brother. I'm drinking this silence Kool-Aid.
I'm drinking Adam's Ale.
Adam's Ale.
Adam's Ale, yes.
Heaven's Ale. Well, I got some Heaven's Ale downstairs. I think I'll go get some.
Yeah, we have a spring on our property, and it's deep, deep, deep. You know, it must be 100 years old, the water.
Wow.
So it's really good, really good. That's anyway, I could say something quickly to end off if you like.
There's no quickly. You don't have to do it quickly, but go ahead. You conclude it. You brought us this far. Keep going.
I just wanted to say to everybody who is concerned about what do they do, how do they find this place, and so on, and what do we do? Everybody here and everybody on this planet is going to make it, right?
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about that. There's no special preparation. If we do anything, it's about being more human. So it's like taking our day, and like for the last 3 days, my head has been a magnet, right? My head has been a magnet, and the floor has been, the ground has been a steel plate. And you know what a strong magnet and a steel plate is. And they come boom together.
Yeah.
My head once is being sucked to the ground. I can't stand up. You know, I have to hold the walls. I have to hold the walls, right? And it's amusing. It's not frightening. It's amusing. It's amusing. I have to lie down and I kind of out to it and then come back. And I know a lot of people are experiencing that, but
absolutely.
You know, as I say that, people who are not think, oh, maybe I'm not on track. No. Every one of us is on track. We don't experience them necessarily at the same time.
Yeah.
But we're all having these things, and it's all okay. What do? You be human. So I got the draw to go outside. Stick my forehead on the ground and my hands on the grass and my forehead on the grass and just breathe in it, just breathe it in. And my dizziness didn't go away, but it stabilized enough so I could walk and do a few things, you know. I'm not trying to get rid of it, but it did. It balanced a bit. So Earth is our balance.
Yeah.
Earth is where we go for balance. And do things simply, you know. We need to exercise, but the exercise doesn't need to be deep yoga or gym. It's just a simple walk, walk. Food, what do? You eat what you want, and you enjoy it, and you bless the food and you bless the water, because you are energizing if you like that water, the love in it, and your body knows it. Thank your body, stroke your body, all the simple things. They're all simple things. They don't cost you anything, and you do them in the moment.
Yeah.
And you breathe. You don't have to do a special exercise. Breathe. If you're going to do anything conscious spiritually, just breathe in more light. Consciously choose to bring in more light from above and below into you. Because why are we here? We're here to bring the light through us, and anchor it. And you anchor it by being human. That's the way you do it, by being human and loving being human.
Yeah.
Loving this whole journey, even though it hurts.
Yeah. It hurts. It's getting better.
It's like the person, this uh, we'll call it moron in the most endearing way, banging his head against the wall, and somebody grabs him and pulls him away and says, "Doesn't that hurt?" He says, "Yes, but it's good when you stop."
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
That happened to me. That happened to me yesterday, and I think the day before, but yesterday was really intense. So the analogy of the magnet in your head and the ground being a steel, that's how. It was. What I said earlier, it was like the body was really dense, but the other part of me, the light body, was out here. It was strange, but yeah, and it was a super drowsy. It wasn't even a drowsy. It was like a super drowsy.
Drugged. It's like you're drugged. Like you, just before you go and you have morphine or whatever. I haven't had it, but I know what the feeling would be. And it's like you have no control. It's just, or you're sitting, you're wide awake, and suddenly you're doing nothing. Your mind's doing nothing, and you find yourself.
That's what happened. And see, I think I did 3 shows yesterday. I got 4 today. I'm not feeling it so much today, but I haven't stood up yet. So I don't know. But yesterday, like, I can pull it together to do a show pretty much no matter what's happening. I can get on and I'm okay because I can, I'm integrating with the other person or whatever. But as soon as I get off, man, it's like I stand up, and it was like yesterday I was like, so finally after the last show, I had to go take a ride. I was like, I gotta get out of here, And the funny thing was, back to what you were talking about, eat what you want, do what you want. So I drove to the grocery store, and I got one of those little baskets you carry, and I filled it up. And then I was standing in the grocery store, and I looked at the basket. I said, I don't want any of this stuff, And I put it all back one by one. I drove up the street. I heard this beautiful couple, a man and a woman, singing in an outside bar. Well, restaurant, but it was like a stage, and I parked the truck. I went inside. I said hello to the owner. I got to meet him. I walked outside. I listened to these people playing this really eclectic ambient music, and ordered a beer and 7 chicken wings. And I sat there, and I just enjoyed the moment. It was cool, and I needed it because, man, yesterday was, God, I like you said, it was like my head was a magnet and the floor was steel. It was like, I felt like something was like really heavy. My body was really heavy, particularly my head.
Yeah. And it's like there's only one rule now. There are no rules.
Yeah.
And there are some people I know who listen who are struggling, and it might be because their diet is too extreme. I mean, if you eat rabbit food, I'm not advocating any particular diet whatsoever, because each of us knows what we know.
Yeah.
But you can eat what I call rabbit food, and that's not to put it down because I eat it too.
Yeah.
But if it's just rabbit food, the vibration might be too fine, in the physical body, and we need grounding. We do need grounding. But you ground with something that grounds for you, whatever it is. But we don't do this self-consciously. It's like in the moment. We follow. And we make choices. And there's no wrong choice, even if we do something that our body doesn't like. We soon know.
I was sitting there. Yeah, and it's again, here's the third item that I experienced yesterday that you brought up. So I'm sitting there with the beer and the chicken wings, 7 chicken wings, and I'm looking at them. And you're right. Don't be self-conscious about it. I thought, well, because it started, right? Like, should you be eating the chicken wing? And I was like, wait a minute. This is all my creation. This is all made by me, and it's all the same energy. So I don't give a damn what it is. It's the same thing. So this piece of lettuce or celery is the same as this chicken wing. I bless you both, and I ate it. It's all the same energy. We're alchemists. We're not even having to transform anything, just recognizing that everything is the same thing as you and will work with you.
Yes,
Will cooperate with you, like you said, but say it. Say what you want.
Yes, yeah.
Don't
It
be
is.
self-conscious about it. You want to eat a chicken wing, eat a chicken. I want a chicken wing, but don't be eating it going, I shouldn't be eating this chicken wing.
Yeah. It's like people want help from their masters, guides, or whatever. Say what you want. And forget all the self-doubt and oh, I shouldn't be like this. Just be human. be human. That's free will. We're free, and we have to not have to. It's like owning that you have a choice, and every choice, and no choice is irreversible in the sense that if you make a wrong choice, it's not wrong. It's just giving you a guide. It's like, wow, did I trip over that one? Wow, I created that, but boy, do I know now.
Yeah,
do I know more? And it's so simple, and everything is being brought to us perfectly. Our higher self, or whatever you like to call it, it's being brought to us as we're breathing in the light, the truth. It's becoming manifest to us. It always has been.
Yeah.
But now, in this time of so-called waiting, it's time to really own your awareness journey.
Yeah.
24/7.
Yeah. And I see it happening with people. I see less and less posts and expressions of a negative connotation, judgment, that type of thing, comparisons, preaching, they're still out there, but I've seen less and less and less. Look, I'm going to have to go because my schedule's all screwed up, but let me just say this. I'm going to download. Oh, I'm getting lit up this whole show. I don't even know how I'm going to walk. I think I'm just going to fly out the window. But so I'm going to download this episode, and then I'm going to edit. I'm going to cut out the act of relation, and I'm going to entitle it. I'll have to get with you on the spelling. Act of relation. Nicky Hamid, act of relation on SOULSPEAKS.
Just 2 words. Act.
Relation.
What act in relationship?
Okay.
How's that?
I'll get with you on it because it's going to be put in the new dictionary, the 5D dictionary. So I'm going to edit that out, and I'm going to put it, and I'll cut it separate. So the whole show will be on YouTube. The whole show, of course, will be here on Facebook. But I'm going to cut out that what you took us through, and I'll do that in the next couple of days. I love you, man. Thank you for coming to see me. Thank you for working with me.
And a big hug to Morgan too.
Yeah, that's for sure. I like to do more than that with her. Hey, get to have what we want.
Okay. God bless you.
I'll see you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Take care. We'll get together soon. All right. Thank you. Be back in a little